Good morning, everybody. I'm sketching in my car again, and this time I'm using this drawing by Raphael. I already did the pencil sketch because this morning I wanted to show you how I sometimes add a white gel pen on top of a gray surface with a drawing on it, and it's quick and pretty easy. What I do is I imagine where the light source is coming from. In this case, we can see that it's coming from, maybe top right here. You can tell by the cheek here and across here, and that this is falling into shadow, that this is really your light area. So what I do is I begin just adding details wherever I imagine the light would be hitting the most. And I would start it very gradually and kind of move about the drawing and not stay in one place in the drawing for too long, to make sure that I don't overdo the white. So I'm just kind of cruising along and imagining where those muscles would be catching more light without getting too fussy. I notice when I look at the master drawings that use this technique, it's just as important about what they don't do to it, what they don't highlight, as well as what they do. So to really try to stay understated with this technique. So I also try to vary the marks too. I don't want to do all small short marks like I did here. I want to trail some along and make them longer. And I also want to do some that might be a lot wider and that might trail off to nothing and then hook back in. And I'm also looking at the shape of the area that I'm focusing on. So if it has a gentle curve, I'm going to try to mimic that with my white pen. So I didn't do a video of the drawing of this this lady, but I did do step-by-step photos as I drew it, which you can see on my Artwork by Mary Facebook page once I post it. And that's Artwork by Mary, M-A-R-I is the spelling on that. So you can actually see this drawing being created step by step. So what I want to make sure I'm really careful of is that I, again, don't overdo it, because it can just look like weird, white fur or something on the figure. So I'm just gonna be really careful. And this is a great pen. It's very cheap, made in Japan. I feel like all the best pens are actually technically made there. They never dry out. It's called a Jelly Roll, and it's a very solid, opaque white ink, which is easy to use, great to keep going. It doesn't skip or jump, so that you don't have to keep starting it up. I've been playing with some fountain pens lately, and I find that they can be a struggle, whereas these cheap disposable ones actually, I don't know if it's just they're more airtight, but they seem to work a lot better. Anyway, this is going to be a short video this morning. I'm just going to show you this quick way to highlight. And in a way to practice this too would be to use some drawings in a book that you don't mind adding your white line work to, if you don't mind desecrating a book. But anyway, it's a great way to learn. Get an old book at a yard sale, or on Amazon, or from a used bookseller, and just go ahead and add them to a drawing that already exists, if you want to practice this and not ruin one of your own favorite drawings. So I'm going to go easy over here because there's definitely a lot of shading here, so I don't want to do too much. I'm hoping the camera picks up all of this white line work, since the lighting in here is not the best. I apologize also about the camera shaking. I'm trying to tweak my method here, but it's kind of cramped in the car, and I can't get too fancy with my equipment or it will look weird and draw attention to me working in my car before I start work. It's 7:48 in the morning, and I just think it's a great way to start the day, so just get into the habit of doing a little sketching. I don't always film my sketching that I do, but what I'm going to try to do is at least film a portion of it, like I'm doing with this one, where I'm just, you know, wanting you to see how this highlight technique works and not do the full drawing, so it'll be easy to upload. So I appreciate you watching. I hope you try this method. It's really fun and kind of relaxing, especially if it isn't your drawing. This is a drawing that I copied of this master drawing, and so I'm being extra careful. But if you do find an old book, the fun part about that is that you're not going to be as worried about destroying somebody else's printed work as opposed to your original work. So I think too, when I'm doing this, I think about the muscle structure too. Like, would there be some tendons that might catch the light? That kind of thing. So I don't want to draw too much attention off the edge of the page. But I think I'm nearing the end here. I hope you enjoyed this real quick video. I hope you try this. And thanks again for hitting the like button and subscribing. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. Bye.